Have you ever found yourself wide awake in the dead of night, glancing over at your partner sleeping peacefully beside you, and feeling a subtle wave of frustration wash over you? It's not a lack of love, certainly not, but something deeper, something more primal. A part of you, the man you've always been, still craves that connection, still yearns for the intimacy you once shared so effortlessly, still remembers the vibrant feeling of being truly, fully alive as a man. But lately, your body seems to have a mind of its own, not always cooperating with the desires of your heart. Your mind may be willing, eager even, but down below, there's a hesitation, a weakness, a disconcerting silence where there once was strength. And that's not just heartbreaking, it's downright terrifying, because no man wants to feel himself slowly fading away, losing a part of himself he holds dear. But what if I told you that simply by chewing on one common spice, something you likely already have in your kitchen, for a mere 50 seconds, you could begin to reawaken your body, to gently coax it back to life? I'm Dr. Evelyn Blake, and for over 3 decades, I've dedicated my life to the field of urology and men's health, helping men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond rediscover that spark, that vitality, that feeling of being truly themselves again. And I do this without resorting to pills, prescriptions, or the potential for unwanted side effects. Now, I understand if you're skeptical. After all, if something as simple as a spice could make such a profound difference, wouldn't every doctor be shouting it from the rooftops? But the truth is, these natural remedies, these time-tested solutions, often get overlooked, buried beneath the weight of pharmaceutical profits and outdated assumptions about what it means to age. In this video, I'm going to reveal how 5 powerful spices that are likely sitting right there in your kitchen cabinet, can work synergistically to help restore healthy blood flow, gently awaken your body's natural testosterone production, and reignite the confidence that you deserve to feel, all with a simple, quick ritual that takes less than a minute out of your day. And if you stay with me until the end, I'll unveil a simple, step-by-step protocol that I've personally used with hundreds of my older male patients, helping them regain the kind of erections and overall vitality they thought were lost forever, consigned to the past. Let's get started on this journey back to yourself. Before we dive into the specific spices, if you're truly serious about reclaiming your vitality, about embracing a more vibrant and fulfilling life, and want more real, science-backed advice specifically tailored for men over 60, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video that could potentially change your life for the better. And if you're ready, right now, to take back control of your health and well-being, type 1 in the comments section below. If you're still on the fence, unsure if this is right for you, type 0. I want to know where you're at, so I can better understand how I can best serve you and your needs. Let's begin with the first spice, and I have a feeling it might surprise you. It's probably sitting in your kitchen right now, looking innocent, even sweet, like it wouldn't hurt a fly. But this simple stick, this unassuming brown bark, holds the key to unlocking better blood flow, a surge of renewed energy, and the welcome return of something every man over 60 deserves: reliable, lasting erections. 1. Cinnamon, the blood flow igniter. Cinnamon. It's a scent and flavor that most of us instantly associate with warm, comforting memories. Think apple pie fresh from the oven, a steaming mug of morning coffee on a chilly day, maybe even the joyful gatherings of the holidays spent with family. But very few men realize that this humble brown stick, often relegated to the baking aisle, holds powerful secrets for revitalizing blood flow, naturally regulating energy levels, and restoring the kind of healthy sexual function they may have mistakenly believed was gone for good. I vividly remember the first time I recommended incorporating cinnamon into the daily routine of one of my patients. He was 68 years old, recently retired, and had quietly confided in me that intimacy with his wife had become increasingly rare. Not because of any dwindling of affection, but because he simply couldn't perform the way he used to, the way he wanted to. He had even reluctantly tried the little blue pills, but they left him with nagging headaches and an uncomfortable pressure in his chest. He was understandably scared, deeply embarrassed, and his confidence was slowly but surely eroding. So, instead of prescribing another medication, I introduced him to something different, something natural. I instructed him to chew a small piece of high-quality Ceylon cinnamon bark for just 50 seconds, once a day, ideally about 30 minutes before any planned intimacy. He was admittedly skeptical, but he trusted me and agreed to give it a try. After just the first week, he came back to my office with a noticeable spring in his step, telling me that he was waking up with morning erections again, something he hadn't experienced in months. By the second week, he had regained enough confidence to initiate intimacy with his wife without the crippling fear of failure hanging over him. And by the third week, his overall energy levels were noticeably up, his mood had improved significantly, and he said something I'll never forget. "I feel like myself again." Document. "I feel like the man I used to be." And the wonderful thing is that the science fully supports his experience. Cinnamon contains powerful compounds like cinnamaldehyde and proanthocyanidins, which act as natural vasodilators. In simpler terms, they help relax and widen blood vessels, making it easier for blood to flow freely, especially to those areas where men need it most for optimal function. But the benefits don't stop there. Cinnamon also significantly improves insulin sensitivity, which is absolutely crucial for maintaining healthy energy levels, effective weight control, and balanced hormone production. You see, many older men struggle with low testosterone and poor erections not necessarily because of a lack of desire or inherent physical problem, but because their cells have gradually stopped responding properly to insulin. That's what we call insulin resistance, and it often sneaks in subtly after the age of 50, wreaking havoc on the body's natural processes. Cinnamon helps to reverse that insulin resistance, allowing your body to utilize energy more efficiently and produce hormones more effectively. The key, however, is using cinnamon the right way. I'm not talking about the powdered cinnamon you find in the baking aisle at your local grocery store. You need Ceylon cinnamon bark, the real deal, also sometimes labeled as true cinnamon. Take a small piece, about the size of a matchstick, and chew it slowly and deliberately for 50 seconds. Let the beneficial oils release in your mouth and absorb under your tongue. Don't rush the process. This isn't just mindless chewing, it's a deliberate act of delivery, a natural medicine gently working its way through your system. Within days, many of my patients notice significant changes, not just in the bedroom, but throughout their day. They report more mental clarity, a renewed sense of drive, and a boost in their overall confidence. It's the first step in waking up systems that have been dormant for far too long. And if cinnamon is the initial spark, wait until you discover the spice that truly fuels the fire, taking things to a whole new level of vitality. Let's move on to the next spice, the one I affectionately call nature's little green Viagra. 2. Cardamom, the nitric oxide surge. Cardamom is one of those spices you've probably seen 100 times, nestled in the back of your spice rack, but never really paid much attention to. Those small, unassuming green pods seem to fade into the background. But let me tell you something I've learned after 3 decades of working intimately with men's health. Sometimes the smallest things can have the biggest, most profound impact. Cardamom may look delicate and unassuming, but it packs a powerful punch when it comes to boosting circulation, enhancing arousal, and even fostering a deeper sense of emotional connection. One of my patients, Frank, a 67-year-old retired mechanic from Ohio, came to me after years of actively avoiding intimacy with his wife. He confessed that he simply didn't feel like himself anymore, that the spark had gone out. He told me, "Doc, I just don't feel the desire like I used to, and even when I try, nothing really happens. It's like my body just isn't responding." We talked at length about his medications, his dietary habits, and the levels of stress in his life, but what stood out to me most was how disconnected he felt from his own body, and even from his wife of over 40 years. I suggested something deceptively simple. Every morning, crack open 2 pods of green cardamom, gently chew the seeds inside for 50 seconds, and then follow it up with 5 slow, deep breaths taken through the nose. It sounded strange to him, almost too easy to be effective, but he trusted my judgment and agreed to give it an honest try. 3 weeks later, he came back to my office practically beaming with joy. Not only had his morning erections returned, a welcome sign of renewed vitality, but something even more meaningful and profound had happened. He and his wife had reconnected on both an emotional and physical level. "It felt natural again, Doc," he said, "like I wasn't forcing anything. I felt alive again, like the man she fell in love with." That's the incredible power of cardamom. You see, cardamom seeds are naturally rich in terpenes, powerful compounds that stimulate the production of nitric oxide in the body. Nitric oxide is essentially the signal that tells your blood vessels to relax and expand, allowing for increased blood flow. And as we age, our bodies unfortunately produce less and less of this vital compound, which is precisely why so many older men experience weak or unreliable erections. Cardamom helps to reverse that age-related decline, gently nudging your body to produce more nitric oxide naturally. But it doesn't just stop there. Cardamom also helps to repair and strengthen the lining of your blood vessels, improving their overall flexibility and responsiveness, two things that every man needs, not just in the bedroom, but for overall cardiovascular health and well-being. The method of consumption really matters when it comes to cardamom. Carefully crack open the pods, remove the small black seeds inside, chew them gently and deliberately for 50 seconds, and then follow with those 5 slow, deep nasal breaths. It may sound simple, but those deep breaths help to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, promoting relaxation and allowing the active compounds to be delivered more effectively deep into your bloodstream. Many men notice positive changes within just 10 to 14 days of consistent use. They report more spontaneous arousal, better endurance during intimacy, and even a stronger sense of emotional presence and connection with their partners. It's not just about the physical act of sex, it's about the deeper connection that intimacy fosters. Cardamom helps you reconnect with your own body, with your partner, and with your core identity as a man. And if you thought that was impressive, just wait until you hear about the next spice, one that doesn't just boost your blood flow, but actually helps to awaken your body's natural testosterone production, reigniting your drive and passion from the inside out. Let's talk about a spice, a somewhat forgotten powerhouse, that may have even fueled your grandfather's vitality and strength. Cloves. 3. Cloves, the testosterone booster. I'll never forget the first time I really delved into the research surrounding cloves and male vitality. What I discovered honestly shocked me. This tiny, sharp-tasting spice, something most of us primarily associate with flavoring holiday hams, mulled wine, or festive baked goods, holds some of the most potent natural compounds for supporting male sexual health that I've ever seen. In fact, cloves have been used for centuries in traditional medicine systems to enhance stamina, boost energy levels, and promote virility. And now, modern science is finally beginning to catch up, validating what traditional healers have known for generations. One of my longtime patients, Michael, age 72, came to me feeling frustrated and somewhat defeated. He said, "Dr. Blake, I'm not looking for a miracle cure. I just want to feel something again. I want to be able to be close to my wife without constantly worrying that I'm going to let her down." He had tried various testosterone gels, expensive supplements promising miraculous results, even pumps designed to enhance blood flow, but nothing seemed to give him lasting, reliable results. So, I offered him something different, something more natural. I told him about eugenol, the primary active compound in cloves, and explained how it works as both a natural vasodilator, improving blood flow, and as a potential testosterone booster. He was understandably skeptical, given his past experiences, but he agreed to give it a try. I instructed him to chew just one whole clove every evening, about 2 hours before bedtime, for a full 50 seconds. Within just 5 days, he called my office, not with a complaint, but with a palpable sense of excitement in his voice. "I feel like my body is slowly coming back to life, Doc," he said. And my wife has definitely noticed the difference, too. By week 3, he reported stronger, more reliable erections, a more responsive nervous system, and a level of physical sensitivity that he hadn't felt in decades. Eugenol doesn't just improve blood flow to the necessary areas. It actually increases sensitivity in the nerve endings, making physical touch feel more intense, more meaningful, and more pleasurable. That's something most men don't openly talk about, but it matters a great deal when it comes to intimacy and overall sexual satisfaction. Eugenol also supports your body's own natural testosterone production. In one compelling study, men who consumed cloves on a daily basis showed a significant 15 to 20% increase in their testosterone levels, naturally, without the need for injections or patches. When using cloves, it's important to start slowly and cautiously. They are quite potent, and a little goes a long way. Place just one clove between your molars. Bite down gently to release the essential oils, and then chew slowly and deliberately for 50 seconds. Let that warming sensation spread throughout your mouth and absorb under your tongue. That warming sensation is a good sign. It indicates that the active compounds are being released and absorbed into your system. Some men feel the positive effects in just a few days, while others may take a little longer to experience the full benefits, but when it hits, it's often a powerful and transformative experience. Not just physically, but emotionally as well. You begin to feel confident again, more grounded, and more fully present in your relationships. But cloves are only one part of the story, one piece of the puzzle. If you really want to feel your blood begin to rush, your skin flush with warmth, and your whole body surge with renewed energy, you absolutely need to meet the next spice. It's fiery, it's ancient, and it's widely known as the masculine root for good reason. Let's talk about ginger. Or, ginger, the circulation engine. There's something truly unforgettable about that first bite of fresh ginger. The sharp, almost electric heat that rushes through your mouth and spreads down your chest is a sensation unlike any other. Most people think of ginger as just a common cooking ingredient, something to add a bit of zing to stir fries, or maybe something to settle an upset stomach. But the truth is, this fiery root has been revered for centuries in various cultures as one of the most powerful natural tools for enhancing male vitality and overall well-being. And when I say powerful, I mean that quite literally. Because ginger doesn't just warm your body, it wakes it up from the inside out, gently coaxing it back to life. I remember working with a patient named David, 66 years old, recently retired, and quietly struggling with fatigue, poor circulation, and a significantly diminished sex drive. He wasn't clinically depressed, but he told me he felt like the light inside him was slowly dimming. He had trouble concentrating, lacked motivation to pursue his hobbies, and physically, he felt almost numb. I introduced him to what I call the ginger ritual. Just one small piece of fresh ginger, about the size of his thumbnail, chewed slowly and deliberately for 50 seconds every evening, followed by some light movement, a few simple squats, a short walk around the block, just enough to get his blood gently pumping. Within just 3 days, he sent me an email, simply stating, "Dr. Blake, I feel like someone turned on a switch inside me. I'm sweating more, thinking clearer, and even getting hard again in the morning." I honestly didn't expect this from ginger. And that's the thing about ginger, it's often vastly underestimated. But inside that unassuming root are two key compounds, gingerol and shogal, that work synergistically to increase blood flow, stimulate metabolism, and even support your body's own production of testosterone. What makes ginger truly special and unique isn't just how quickly it often works, it's how deeply it affects the entire system, revitalizing you from the inside out. It warms the body, dilates blood vessels, improving circulation, and enhances oxygen delivery to all your tissues and organs. It's not a stimulant like caffeine, providing a temporary jolt of energy followed by a crash. Instead, it's a circulation enhancer that gets your entire vascular system firing on all cylinders again. And when that happens, everything from your energy levels to your arousal and overall physical performance improves naturally and sustainably. The technique is important to maximize the benefits. Use only fresh ginger for this ritual. Peel it carefully to remove the outer skin. Chew it slowly and deliberately for a full 50 seconds, and then let the juice absorb under your tongue for an additional 30 seconds. Yes, it will likely burn a little. Yes, your eyes might even water slightly, but that's the sensation of life force moving through your body again, reawakening dormant pathways. And once that fire starts to rise from within, it becomes the fuel for every part of who you are, enhancing your vitality, your confidence, and your overall well-being. But to truly complete the transformation, to go from simply reactivated to feeling truly unstoppable, you'll need one more spice, the final piece of the puzzle. It looks like a star, smells subtly like licorice, and may just be the missing link to unlocking full, lasting sexual vitality. Let's talk about star anise. 5. Star anise, the master activator. There's something almost mystical and enchanting about star anise. Its elegant, symmetrical shape, like a star carved from dark wood, makes it seem more like a decorative ornament than a potent medicine. But don't let its delicate appearance fool you. This spice holds some of the most powerful secrets nature has to offer for reigniting sexual energy, boosting nitric oxide production, and restoring the kind of deep, masculine vitality that most men over 60 mistakenly believe they've lost forever. One of my patients, Richard, was 68 years old when he first came to see me. He had already tried everything imaginable, testosterone therapy, various prescription medications, even surgical options that promised to restore his youthful function. Sadly, nothing had given him lasting, reliable results. I could see it in his eyes. He was tired, weary of the endless search for a solution. He was tired of feeling like less of a man, tired of feeling invisible to his wife, tired of the constant disappointment. So, I gently told him about star anise and its potential benefits. He raised an eyebrow skeptically and asked, "You really think that little spice can do something that all those pills and procedures couldn't?" I smiled reassuringly and told him, "Let's just say it works in ways that pharmaceuticals simply can't replicate." Star anise contains a unique compound called shikimic acid, which is widely used in the pharmaceutical industry for various medicinal purposes. But what interests me most, in the context of men's health, is how it effectively boosts your body's natural production of nitric oxide, that master signal that tells your blood vessels to relax and expand, improving circulation. But star anise doesn't just work on circulation, it seems to activate an entire hormonal symphony within the body. Libido, energy levels, desire, physical sensitivity, and overall stamina all start to come back online when star anise is used consistently and strategically. I instructed Richard to chew one full star anise pod about 30 minutes before any planned intimacy with his wife. Let it soften in the mouth for a few seconds, then chew it slowly and deliberately for a full 50 seconds, and finally, follow it with a glass of room temperature water to help the beneficial compounds circulate throughout his system. After just 3 weeks, he sat down in my office, his voice filled with a renewed sense of life and excitement, and said, "I honestly didn't think this part of me would ever come back, but it has, Doc, and it actually feels better than it did when I was 40. There's also something else I've consistently noticed with this particular spice, a cumulative effect. The longer men use it regularly, the stronger and more profound the results seem to become. The benefits build gradually over time, and with them comes a surge of confidence, a sense of spontaneous arousal, and the kind of lasting physical performance that makes you feel genuinely young again, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally as well." Now that you've discovered all 5 of these incredible spices and learned how they each contribute to enhanced male vitality, you're probably wondering how to effectively put them all together into one clear, simple daily routine that you can easily follow. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the exact step-by-step protocol that I've personally used with hundreds of my patients, helping them transform their energy levels, boost their confidence, and revitalize their sex lives, often in just a matter of days. Your path back to vitality. If you've made it this far in the video, then you already understand something that too many men sadly never get the chance to realize. Your vitality isn't gone. It's simply been sleeping, lying dormant, waiting to be reawakened. And now you have the tools, the knowledge, and the power to gently wake it up. 5 simple spices, each with its unique set of benefits. 5 steps toward reclaiming your strength, your energy, and yes, your masculinity. Let's quickly recap what we've covered, not just as a list of facts and information, but as a set of building blocks for something far more personal and meaningful, your journey back to yourself. Cinnamon is your starting point, the initial spark. It opens up your circulation and helps to balance your blood sugar levels, giving your body the necessary power and control it needs to perform optimally again. Then comes cardamom, the silent powerhouse, quietly boosting nitric oxide production and healing your blood vessels from the inside out, paving the way for improved blood flow. Next are cloves, reigniting your body's natural testosterone production and enhancing physical sensitivity, 2 crucial elements that most men don't even realize are so closely connected. Then we move on to ginger, and with it comes a surge of warmth, a boost in movement, improved blood flow, and a deep internal activation that makes everything feel sharper, more alive, and more vibrant. And finally, star anise, the master switch, that not only gently lifts your desire and enhances your libido, but also keeps you balanced, confident, and deeply in tune with who you are as a man. Each of these spices alone can make a positive difference, but when they're used together strategically, in the right sequence and timing, they form a powerful natural protocol that works in harmony with your body, not against it, gently coaxing it back to its optimal state. I've personally witnessed this protocol change countless lives. I've watched men in their late 60s and 70s come back to life, rediscovering a sense of vitality and passion they thought was lost forever. Not just in the bedroom, but in their relationships with their loved ones, in their overall energy levels, even in the way they carry themselves, the way they walk into a room. I've had men tear up in my office, not because they were embarrassed or ashamed, but because, for the first time in years, they felt whole again, like they had rediscovered a missing piece of themselves. I want the same for you. Not just better physical performance, but better mornings filled with energy, better sleep at night, and a deeper, more meaningful connection with the people you love. This isn't about chasing some unrealistic ideal of youthful perfection. It's about reclaiming the quality of life you still deserve to enjoy, regardless of your age. It's about standing tall again, looking your partner in the eye with confidence, and knowing, deep down, that you've still got it, that the spark is still there. The fire never truly left, it just needed a little fuel to be rekindled. So, here's what I'll leave you with as you embark on this journey back to yourself. Start small. Pick just one spice from the list. Try it today. Pay attention to how it makes you feel. Then gradually build from there, incorporating the other spices into your daily routine one by one. The 50-second chewing ritual isn't just some random trick or gimmick. It's a powerful message to your body, a declaration that you're ready to come back to life, that you're ready to embrace your full potential. And believe me, once you start to feel that positive change, that reawakening of your vitality, you won't ever want to go back to the man you were before. Because the man you can become, the man you still are deep down, is stronger, more confident, and more alive than ever before.